नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, the childhood pastimes of Krishna. Text number 7 onwards. So Krishna's Damodar Leela is ended. So further on, he is performing his beautiful childhood pastimes in Braj. Gopi bhisto abhito anrityad Bhagwan balvat kvachit udgayati kvachin mugdhas tadvasho daru yantravat. The gopis would say, if you dance, my dear Krishna, then I shall give you half a sweetmeat, half a mithai. By saying these words or by clapping their hands, all the gopis encouraged Krishna in different ways. At such times, although he was a supremely powerful personality of Godhead, he would smile and dance according to their desire, as if he were a wooden doll in their hands. Sometimes he would sing very loudly at their bidding. In this way, Krishna came completely under the control of the gopis. But he came completely under the control of the love of the gopis. So this is how he was performing his past. And he completely forgot he is the Supreme Personality of God. Vivarti kochidagyaptaha pitakonam manapadukam bahukshepam chakurute swanam chapriti mavahan. Sometimes Mother Yashoda and her gopi friends would tell Krishna, bring this article, bring that article. Sometimes they would order him to bring a wooden plank, wooden shoes, or a wooden measuring pot. And Krishna, when thus ordered by the mothers, would try to bring them. Sometimes, however, as if unable to raise these things, he would touch them and stand there. Just to invite the pleasure of his relatives, he would strike his body with his arms to show that he had sufficient strength like this. So just imagine what kind of pastime he is playing. And few days or maybe a couple of years later, he would lift the whole Govardhan for 7 days and 7 nights. He would keep it. And here he is saying, oh, they're a little too heavy for me to pick up. Darshayastad vidam loka atmano bhrityavashyatam brajasyo vaharsham bhagwan balacheshchite. To pure devotees throughout the world who could understand his activities, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna exhibited how much he can be subdued by his devotees, his servants. In this way, he increased the pleasure of the Vrajvasis by his childhood pastimes. That Krishna performed childhood pastimes to increase the pleasure of his devotees was another transcendental humor. He exhibited these activities not only to the inhabitants of Brajbhumi, but also to others who were captivated by his external potency and opulence. Both the internal devotees who were simply absorbed in love of Krishna and the external devotees who were captivated by his unlimited potency were informed of Krishna's desire to be submissive to his servants. So this is how much he loves his devotees and how he reciprocates with his devotees. He can be subdued by his devotees, by the love of them. So another pastime, beautiful pastime coming up. That's a picture in the background. Krinihi bho falani pi shrutva satvaram achyutah falarti dhanyam adaya yayo sarva phal pradaha. Once a woman selling fruit was calling, "O inhabitants of Brajbhumi, if you want to purchase some fruits, come here." Upon hearing this, Krishna immediately took some grains and went to barter as if he needed some fruits. So Aborigines or Adivasis generally go to the villagers to sell fruits. How much the aborigines were attached to Krishna is being described. To Krishna, to show his favor to the aborigines, would immediately go purchase fruits, bartering with paddy in his hand, as he had seen others do. So there was no coins that time. They were to barter system. So in return of fruits, they would give some grains or something. So Krishna, what he did, he just picked up some grains with his little hands. Of course, it says it's little hands. He has very big hands although. But with his little hands, he picked up some grains. And by the time he came to this fruit seller lady from inside, all the grains had pretty much gone from his hands. And he wanted fruits. So what did he do? Fal vikriyani tasya chit dhanya karadvayam falar puri yat ratna hai fal bhandam cha. While Krishna was going to the fruit vendor very hastily, most of the grains he was holding fell. Nonetheless, the fruit vendor filled Krishna's hands with fruits, and her fruit basket was immediately filled with jewels and gold. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Dvaya. Krishna is so kind that if anyone offers him a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or some water, he will immediately accept it. The only condition is that these things should be offered with bhakti. Yomi bhakti aprayachati. Otherwise, if one is puffed up with false prestige, thinking I have so much opulence and I'm giving something to Krishna, one's offering will not be accepted by Krishna. The fruit vendor, although a woman belonging to a poor aborigine class, dealt with Krishna with great affection, saying, Krishna, you have to come to me to take some fruit in exchange for grains. All the grains have fallen, but still you may take whatever you like. Thus she filled Krishna's palms with whatever fruits he could carry. In exchange, Krishna filled her whole basket with jewels and gold. From this incident, one should learn that for anything offered to Krishna, with love and affection, Krishna can reciprocate many millions of times over, both materially and spiritually. The basic principle involved is an exchange of love. Therefore, Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita, Yat karoshi yadashnashi. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. With love and affection, one should try to give something to Krishna from one's source of income. Then one's life will be successful. Krishna is full in all opulences. He does not need anything from anyone. But if one is prepared to give something to Krishna, that is for one's own benefit. The example given in this connection is that when one's real face is decorated, the reflection of one's face is automatically decorated. Similarly, if we try to serve Krishna with all our opulences, we, as part and parcels or reflections of Krishna, will become happy in exchange. Krishna is always happy, for he is Atmaram, fully satisfied with his own opulence. So he doesn't need anybody's offering, anybody's opulence, anything. But devotees want to serve him. Devotees want to give him everything. And in return, he can give everything away if he wants to. But that is not the reason somebody wants to serve him. That's the difference. This fruit vendor, she did not serve him, expecting that Krishna will give me something back out of love. But any other place, this pastime is described like this, that this was a fruit seller. She lived in Mathura. So from some people who were coming from Gokul to Mathura, she heard, oh, there's a very beautiful and charming child, about 2.5 years old, son of Nanda and Yashoda, lived in Gokul. So she developed a desire to see him. But for her to see him, it was very difficult. So every day she would go with fruits to the area of Nanda Bhavan, and then she would call out, "Oh, phal le lo, take some fruits, take some fruits." So this is how she would sell. But the whole idea was she wanted to take darshan of Krishna. But whenever she came to Nandabhavan, sometimes Krishna was sleeping, sometimes he was playing here and there, sometimes he was in the lap of Yashoda drinking breast milk. So she could not get a chance to see him. But the desire was getting stronger and stronger. And one day she thought, today I will not return until I have his darshan. It's a fixed desire. So she made a vow to do or die. So having thus made this promise, she called out, "Phal le lo, phal le lo." And in her kind of samadhi trance, she forgot that she was saying "Phal le lo." She was starting to say "Govind le lo, Damodar le lo, Madhav le lo, le lo, le lo." And then it was pretty much like Nam Sankirtan she was saying. So Krishna, when he heard that, now he started coming towards him. And she was still thinking, how can I say Krishna? But this time Krishna came. He brought some grains. And as we can see in the painting, he was pretty much not wearing anything. There were no clothes. The little boys, they don't put on clothes. So it's just some jewelry around his waist. So he was walking towards this lady, and by the time he came to her, pretty much all the grains had fallen. And Krishna was looking at all these wonderful fruits, bananas and mangoes and pears and all these colorful fruits. Oh, Maya, give me this fruit, give me that. No, okay. He said, give me this fruit, give me that. So this lady, she got charmed with his beauty. She said, okay, I'll give you any and every fruit. All you have to do is sit on my lap and just call me Maya. That's all. And then Krishna was like, if I sit on her lap and call her Maya, what will everybody think? They'll laugh at me. And he just looked around as nobody's watching. Then very quickly, for a moment, he just sat on the lap of that fruit seller and said, Maya, just give me some fruits. And that's it. And he just got off. And Maya got so happy. And she asked, what do you want? I want this, I want that. Take this, take that. He tried to take as much, but his little hands could not grab too many. And then looking here and there, dancing, he just went on his way. And then this fruit seller, was in complete ecstasy. And it is said that, and he went to Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda, where did you get all these fruits from? So he said, oh, there's a Maya outside, she's selling the fruits. And then they saw these wonderful fruits. And also so many gopis came to get the fruits. And her basket was always full. It never became empty. So many gopis came. And they all took fruits. And when she thought she had sold all her fruits, she took her basket starting for Mathura. So between Gokul and Mathura, Yamuna Ji is there. So Yamuna Ji was flowing, and she had to cross Yamuna, and she was thinking that, how come my basket is heavy now? It should be empty. But when she removed it from her head, she saw the basket was full of diamonds and jewels, very precious jewels. Now she became astonished at what happened here. This is what Krishna did. In return for fruits, not for fruits, it was just her love for Krishna. He fulfilled her basket with diamonds and other precious jewels. But what did she do? She picked up the basket and threw everything in Yamuna. She said, I don't need all these jewels. And she just went completely mad, and she never returned home. Always she was absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna, and that form of Krishna, that who sat on her lap, who came bartering for fruits, she just never went back. And obviously never went to this material home. She went to the spiritual home afterwards. But this is what Prabhupada is also saying. One who gives anything to Krishna, he is never a loser. Of course, we don't want to tomorrow go to the temple and offer Krishna fruits and hoping that by the time we come home, our house will be full of jewels and diamonds. We don't do this way. Well, it's just to prove one is never a loser. Never. Krishna never forgets any service done for him. Any, even a little service. He'll never forget it. And if he wants, he can give the whole world to us. But are we qualified? That we don't get attached like this fruit seller. She threw away her basket in Yamuna. She had no use for all the diamonds. If we have that kind of bhakti, that level of bhakti, Krishna can give everything. Did he not give everything to Prabhupada? Prabhupada came with what? 40 rupees in his pocket when he came to America. That time it was like $8. What is $8 in America? Nothing. Even 40 rupees in India is nothing. But he came to America at the age of 69 with 2 heart attacks on the way. But with firm faith in Krishna and his words and his Guru and Srimad Bhagavatam he was carrying. That's how he started. And in less than 12 years, not a single business we can think of that can expand this way, as much success Prabhupada got. With temples all over the world, 108 temples, thousands of disciples, hundreds of books, lectures, interviews, articles, farm communities, restaurants he had opened. So if we have that kind of love, dedication, service, devotion, Krishna can do amazing things to us, and he can give amazing amount of money, opulence. That's not at all difficult. It is said when we take up this process of bhakti, it's like a baby crying for the mother. So when the baby is crying, mother first gives some toys. Okay, just take the toys and play, get busy. Leave me alone. Let me do my household chores. And if he's still crying, she will give something to eat. Okay, he must be hungry or thirsty. Get it. But if he still keeps on crying, then the mother will come and pick him up. So it's like when we are doing devotion service, bhakti, chanting, and other services. If our heart is crying for love of Krishna, in the beginning, Krishna can give take some position in material world, take some power, take some money, take some this, take that. And if we are not still said, no, this is not what I want you, Krishna. Krishna can give something more material, just to see how much we really want him. And then we still go, no, Krishna, I want you. Then Krishna can come and give us his love and his association. So money, opulence, Not a big deal for him. He can give. Mam tejo ansha sambhavam. Money is what? Spark of his splendor. But we want to have Krishna himself. That's what we need to have. But regardless, one is never a loser. Never. One who is serving Krishna. Saritira gatam Krishnam bhagnarjun maya vyat ramam cha rohini devi kridantam balakara brisham. Once after the uprooting of the Yamalarjun trees, Rohini Devi went to call Ram and Krishna, who had both gone to the riverside and were playing with other boys with deep attention. Mother Yashoda was more attached to Krishna and Balaram than Rohini Devi was, although Rohini Devi was the mother of Balaram. Mother Yashoda sent Rohini Devi to call Ram and Krishna from the play, since it was the right time for lunch. Therefore, Rohini Devi went to call them, breaking the engagement in play. No peyatam yata huto krida sangena putrako yashodam preshyamasa rohini putra vatsalam. Because of being too attached to playing with the other boys, Krishna Balaram did not return upon being called by Rohini. Therefore, Rohini sent Mother Yashoda to call them back, because Mother Yashoda was more affectionate to Krishna and Balaram. Yashodam preshayam asa. These very words show that since Krishna and Balaram did not care to return in response to the order of Rohini, Rohini thought that if Yashoda called, they would have to return, for Yashoda was more affectionate to Krishna and Balaram. Kridantam sasutam bala rativelam sahagrajam Yashoda jovita Krishnam putra snes snutastani. Krishna and Balaram, being attached to the play, were playing with other boys, although it was very late. Therefore, Mother Yashoda called them back for lunch. Because of her ecstatic love and affection for Krishna and Balaram, milk flowed from her breasts. The word ajohavit means calling them again and again. Krishna and Balaram, she called, please come back. You're late for your lunch. You have played sufficiently. Come back. Krishna Krishnara Vindaksha Tata Ehi Stanam Piva Alam Vihara Kshatakshanta Krida Shranto Asi Putraka. Mother Yashoda said, my dear son Krishna, lotus-eyed Krishna, come here and drink the milk of my breast. My dear darling, you must be very tired because of hunger and fatigue of playing so long. There is no need to play anymore. He Rama Gach Tatashu Sanuja Kulanandana Pratareva Kritaharas Tadbhavan Bhoktumarhati. My dear Baladev, because of our family, please come immediately with the younger brother Krishna. You both ate in the morning and now you ought to eat something more. See, they're not acting as supreme lords. And obviously, Yashoda, Nanda Baba, Rohini, they are not treating them as supreme lords. You ate in the morning, now it's time for you to eat. He is Atmaram. That's only in the scriptures, not for Yashoda. You got to eat. Otherwise, how will you grow? Pratikshate tvam dasharha bhaukshimano vrajadipa eya vayo priyam dehi swagrihan yakabalka. Nanda Maharaj, the king of Vraj, is now waiting to eat. Oh, my dear son Balram, he is waiting for you. Therefore, come back to please us. All the boys playing with you and Krishna should now go to their homes. It appears that Nanda Maharaj regularly took his food with his two sons, Krishna and Balram. Yashoda told the other boys, now you should go to your homes. Father and son generally sit together, so Mother Yashoda requested Krishna and Balram to return, and she advised other boys to go home so that their parents would not have to wait for them. So it was lunchtime, so they should go home and have their lunch with their parents. But obviously, here Yashoda Maya is calling them very sweetly, and although they are not listening, but when Yashoda Maya told the other boys to go home, Krishna Balram also came home. But this is Bhagavatam. if you listen to Brajvasis, they don't talk to their children like that sweetly. So another place, this is in Gokul because Krishna has still not gone to Nandagaon. So when they went to Nandagaon, so same thing, and they were playing right on the outskirts of the village because they were not old enough to take the cows deep into the forest. So they would just take the calves just on the outskirts of the village, and Mother Yashoda would come out in lunchtime and she would call them, come back, come back. So one day, Nandagaon, they were playing and Yashoda Maya came. They come back, it's lunchtime, you got to eat, and Krishna Balram, no, it's time for us to play. And they were playing, kept on playing. And Mother Yashoda then just looked at Krishna Balram and they were talking, and Yashoda pretended to look behind them. And her eyes went big and she said, "Oh, come running." What are the names of these two demons? Come on, it just was in my mind and it just went out. Oh gosh, I have to tell the story. And they're how will no how will and she said, "Oh, how below have come, how below have come." And Yashoda and Krishna Balram, they did not look back. They trusted Mother Yashoda and they started to run. And they ran and they ran towards Yashoda, and Yashoda Maya caught hold of their hands and they ran towards inside the Nanda house. And they were so scared. But who were how below? And actually Nandagaon, when they shifted to Nandagaon because Nandagaon had the blessings by rishis that no asuras, no rakshasas can enter Nandagaon. They would come to Gokul, like Putana, Shaktasur, Trinavrata. They all came to Gokul, not to Nandagaon. But Yashoda Maya just made up these demons, how below. But these two, when we go to Nandagaon and outside the outskirts, there is a Yashoda Kund, and near at the banks of Yashoda Kund, there are two big rocks. They look like some animals because they are from 5,000 years old, and they're called how below. And in fact, Yashoda would always scare Krishna and Balram with how below. More Krishna would get more scared of names of how below. And then they would came running inside to have the lunch, and they would always say, "Oh, how below came," and they were telling Nanda Baba how below came, and Maya saved us, and we ran away, and this and that, just like all these little children would do. But these are the sweet pastimes of Krishna Balram, childhood pastimes. So I guess we can stop here. See anybody has questions or comments?
Beautiful, Prabhuji, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mata.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Chalo, you all have a safe and beautiful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri
Hare
Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji.